Hi guys, this is Anna from Anna and Ivy and January Blue, and today I will show you how to use our animated golden frames inside of Photoshop. So I just created an Instagram story sized Canva inside of Photoshop. I added the Canva sizes as JPEGs to the download, so you can simply drag and drop it to your program if you use Photoshop, or maybe it's DaVinci Resolve or Premiere Pro, whatever you want to use. These are the pre-made story settings and Etsy video settings, YouTube video, whatever you want to do. If you don't know how the settings are, here are the small JPEGs you can use as a base. So this is my Canva for Instagram stories. So you have it over here. It's 1080 to 1920, and we will start with dragging our image inside of Photoshop. So simply drag and drop the image. I have here an image from Unsplash, and I scale it to the size I need. Here we go. So we can crop this because we don't have to make any changes over here, and put this aside. So the next thing is we can choose a frame. We have two kinds of frames. We have the rotating frames and the not rotating frames. So the frames that are not rotating are frames that make like this movement. They don't rotate around, so you have a more kind of on place situation, and the frames that are rotating look like this. They move around a bit at the beginning. So here we go. I will choose a non-rotating frame, maybe this one, and drag it to my Canva. Press enter on your keyboard and then choose another frame, maybe this one, and also drag and drop it and position it with enter. The next step is to go to our timeline. We go to Window, Timeline, and then you click on Create Video Timeline. Don't click on Create Frame Animation. Click. Here we go. So now we have the situation that we don't see our background image. This is because it's locked. We simply unlock it, and here we go. You can see our image here, and you can see that the duration is shorter than our frames. The frames are always 50 seconds long, which is perfect for Instagram stories. So we will simply drag our image until it's the same length. Then move with your cursor on your timeline to see the position of your frame. And now I will transform both together. So click on my first frame, hold Shift on my keyboard and the second frame, and then I press Command T or Edit, Free Transform, and scale it down. Here we go. You can also rotate it a bit if you want to have another situation here. And I think I will adjust this one a bit with Command T again and make it a bit smaller. Here we go. Now it's rotating around this girl. Here we go. So if you want to add some text, simply use your text tool. With Command T again, I can scale it up and position it where I want to have it over here. Again, make sure your layer has the same length. Here we go, let's see. This is of course not the most beautiful layout, but I think we all know what's going on here. I will position it a bit more like this, If you want to animate the text, I would recommend to check our tutorial about the fade-in effect inside of Photoshop, but for now I will leave it like this. What I want to show you is how to change the color of the frames. So I want to make it rose gold, for example. So what I could do is I could make it separately on each frame, but I want to make it a bit quicker, so I select both frames and group them together with Command G, or simply drag it down here and have a group. So I can open this group. Here we go. So these are my frames, and now I want to have some kind of rose gold kind of look. So I will use my adjustment panel and click on Hue Saturation. I will make a clipping mask with holding out, and here we go. Now we have a clipping mask, so the change in the color only affects the things that are inside of this small folder. So now I will adjust the color a bit to have a more rose gold kind of look, and here we go. That's basically it. So if you want to add maybe some illustrations to your frame, I just put some aside. So these are my watercolor illustrations, which I will simply drag and drop into my document. Here we go. And make sure it's not inside of the frame folder, because then the color will change because of our clipping mask. So now you can see I had my cursor of the timeline positioned somewhere in the middle, so all my illustrations are short. I have to adjust these. They start at the beginning. Here we go. So I will lock this here and the frame 2, because I don't want to move it around. And now I simply can move my, also the text, move my illustration without affecting all the other things. With my move tool selected, I simply move all the things I want to move around. And Command T for transforming, I will rotate it a bit. So I decided to remove the text because it was not that beautiful. Another trick I want to show you is you can mask out the girl, so the frame is in front of her, for example. So we remove the small block here, then we click on the frame folder and we will create a mask with the small icon. Here we go. Now I will use my small lasso tool just to make a quick selection. You can of course use other tools, it's completely up to you, and simply select some kind, this part where the girl is behind the frame, so we want to remove this. We have our mask selected, and with our eraser in black over here, if you want to switch it, you can simply click here. We remove it from our mask. Here we go. So now our animation looks like this. As you can see, you mask out the girl, so the frame is only like in front of her if you want to do so. I just realized that my illustrations are not long enough, so I will simply adjust these. Here we go. So another option is to change the color of this frame. So I will remove the hue saturation thingy here, and then I will fill this whole group with a white color. So go to the FX, choose color overlay, and then choose the color of your choice. I will use white over here, and now we have the whole frame colored in white. So now we will export our video. Go to File, Export, and Render Video. Make sure your size is set to document size, and then simply choose a folder where you want to export it, and then click on Render. So this tutorial was a bit longer than the others because I wanted to show you some more opportunities you have inside of Photoshop. Of course, there are much more opportunities to work with these animated elements. You can also check out our YouTube channel for more tutorials about this. You can basically work with these animated elements like you would work with an image, so there's no such a big difference, besides that you have to take care that your timeline is always controlled. And yeah, so I hope you enjoyed the tutorial, and I wish you a lot of fun with the frames, and yeah, have a nice week. Bye!